Hi everybody, I'm Rachael Flynn, International Educator for Colors by Gina, and today we are going to be creating a beautiful chocolate caramel look for a mannequin. And during so, we're going to be using our Gold Line series. The Colors by Gina Gold Line goes from a 9.3 to a 10.3. You can mix this with a 5 volume, 10 volume, 20, 30, or 40, which is kind of a cool technique we like to do. I'll show you another class on that one. For today specifically, I'm going to be creating my look using the Colors by Gina Lightening Dust. I am mixing this with 10 volume color producer. The reason why I'm doing such a low level color producer is because, as you see, my mannequin is already fairly dark. And I want to live in this darker level, but I want to brighten her up and give her a little more dimension so she doesn't feel so muted and a little bit muddy. So we want to add a little bit of warmth to her hair to give her that really fun chocolate caramel look. That warmth through the fall. Everyone's loving those warm tones right now with all the colors changing outside. So we want to live in that look, and by adding her a little more dimension and some warmth, it's going to really brighten her up and make her feel a lot better. All right, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start by applying our 6.3 mixed with our 10 volume color producer 1 to 1.5 to the new growth only about 1.5 inches down. Okay, now that we have the root color completely on the scalp, we're going ahead and start sectioning to do our foils, to do the caramel tones, to really give it that fun dimension. And something to remember when you're doing the placement of the foils is that we want to do bigger pieces so it really pops, because we're going to be living within 2 shade variants. So you really need the dimension for it to be visible. The foils need to be a little bit bigger. So we will be doing slicing and really heavy weaves. I started off today with my sectioning in a T parting, so from the middle and behind the ears, I left that forward. We are going to go down into this lower section of the head because we want it to be cohesive all the way down. So if she has her hair forward, you want to be able to see some of that dimension pop underneath the undersection when their hair is curled or when it's down. That's really going to give you that softer dimensional feel. So that's why we're going to start towards the bottom. We're going to add an angle on both sides, take a V parting. I'll try to see if I can turn it for you. Like this. And when we have that section, we're going to take a slice. Now remember, because we're doing kind of a rooted look here, you can make your slice a little bit heavier because we're just going to feather it up towards this section. My foils, snug it up. And I like to start where the color is not touched towards those end pieces and then work my way up. This is going to create kind of a color melt section there. When we get to the color that we like, then we can tone it to match down almost like a color melt. When I fold up my foil, I do try to fold it to below the line where it's actually snugged up to the scalp. That way any overlapping on the end here on this section does not hit right on that top where I purposely did not put my lightning dust. And I will repeat on this side as well. So right through here in this V, we're then going to bricklay, and we're going to pull that foil about 1.5 inches up, just a straight line here. And this one, we're going to do a very heavy weave. If you want to slice, what tends to happen is that you get that line of demarcation there. So if you're going to slice like this, I would just do a little back comb to break up that line, or we can do the heavy weave, which is just a real thick section there. You can kind of see these pieces are a big weave, and if there's a piece you don't like, just pop it out. go ahead and repeat that pattern all the way up to the top. Once we get this last V parting, I'm going to actually leave this top one alone on the very top because we're getting close to where you can see the top of the head, and we want to be very cautious when we get up here that we don't have any line of demarcation. So we're going to avoid doing this next section and move ahead to the front pieces. Okay, when we get to these front pieces, we're going to be doing a little bit heavier around the hairline just to brighten that up with a little more caramel tones, not directly on the hairline, but just about a ½ inch behind. And these mannequin heads are kind of funny, but you're going to go with the line, the curve of the head. So in the front, we're going to be fanning it out in this direction, assuming that she's parting it in the center on both sides. And along this section of the ear, we're also going to be taking this and fanning it up along to those points on the top. And around these hairline pieces, we're going to be doing a very fine slice. We want to be careful that we're not doing a very thick slice around the hairline because you will get that line of demarcation. However, keep in mind that we are avoiding right at the new growth section, and we will be toning it down. So you do have a little more room to do a little bit heavier slice, but be cautious right around the hairline. Okay, now that we foiled around the face frame, we're gonna go ahead and avoid this top section here where she parts and leave that over top. So avoiding exactly highlighting on the areas that she parts. And we're gonna move on and repeat on the other side. Okay, now that we have the foils set where we want them, all the placement along the line to give us that dimension, we're gonna go ahead and add through the rest of the ends a 6.3, which is our 6 gold, mixed with 5 volume color producer to all the remaining ends that are left out of the foil. We're gonna let her process for 20 minutes and then come back, rinse, shampoo, condition, and we're gonna apply our toner. We have pulled out the foils, shampooed, conditioned, and now our mannequin is ready to get the toner applied. For our toner today, because we're going with the Gold Series for that really nice warm chocolatey caramel look, I mixed up the 8.3 or the 8 gold with 5 volume color producer, and that's 2:1. And we are going to go ahead and apply it all over the remaining hair and let it process for the full 20 minutes. So she has that full coverage, but leaves it that very warm caramel color. And I did choose the 8.3 knowing that she does have a lot of warmth already underlying, and I want to keep that warmth. I'm not trying to counteract it. I want to just make it a little bit brighter. So we're going to go with it with the 8.3. When I'm doing my toning, I like to use a wide tooth comb just to gently brush it through and make sure it's completely saturated. A lot of times we can do this quickly either in the shampoo bowl or at the chair, but a simple technique just by making sure it's combed through makes a very big difference in making sure that you're getting full coverage. So this is my little tip that I like to do, is using a wide tooth comb to brush it through. Another reason why I like to do this and why it's so much easier is because when we rinse our foils out from the lightning dust, we always shampoo and condition before we apply a toner. So it makes it very easy to run the comb through your hair because it's sealed with a conditioner. So it feels nice and it's gentle once you do that. So it's a lot easier than trying to do it without conditioner. So nice little trick, give it a try on your next toner. At this point, we've shampooed, conditioned out the toner, and we have went ahead and dried and styled our client. And here is our end result. That super rich, chocolatey, caramel, dimensional look that we were trying to achieve, to get a little bit of warmth and kind of add some of those warm tones, chocolatey, caramel. I always think of Snickers and Twix because apparently I'm very candy driven in the world of creativity. But I hope today's class brought you guys some knowledge and just a little bit of a good look at what a Gold Series can do. Today we did use the 6.3 or the 6G. We also toned with our 8.3, which is also the 8G, which is gold. So we strictly use gold today just to showcase what a really nice warm chocolatey caramel tone you can get from just using the Gold Series alone. So hopefully you guys had a little bit of fun today, and I know I'm ready to warm up some of my clients, and we'll see you again soon. Thanks for watching.